actually found some stamps. So I completely forgot about stamps. So some people have stamps at home that you would normally push in ink, and sometimes that'll work. I have this really cool flower pattern stamp that I'm going to use for mine, which I'm excited about. So the first thing I want to do is get into my bag of clay. And you should have one of the small blocks of clay. I've been using mine, so it doesn't look quite as nice as yours. Mine's all lumpy. So you should have one of the small blocks of clay. And I'm going to just take half of that. I don't need the whole block, so I'm just going to take half of that and use half of one of the small blocks of clay. I don't need all of it. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is compact my clay. If my clay is really hard, I have to break it up and add water to it and squish it back together until it's nice. But I think this is going to be okay. So I'm just going to compact it into a ball. Oh, this is hard. It hurts my hands. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my ball of clay that I've compacted. I'm going to start flattening it a little bit in my hands like a pancake. And notice I'm doing just 1 or 2, maybe 3 smacks, and then I flip it over. You don't want to just smack one side because then that side will get flat and the underside will be narrow. So you want to have all of it. All right. It's going to look like an earthquake is hitting, so watch out. I'm going to put it on my work table and smack it real good. Put it on my work table and smack it. If you're at a desk or a table that can't take a lot of pounding and smacking, you may have to move to the floor just for this process, just to smack it. So I'm going to smack it. It's so loud. Okay, we're getting closer. If you have really big hands, you might need to use more clay. I have medium to small hands, so half of one of those blocks is enough for me. But if you have really big hands, you may need to grab more clay. Okay. I'm keeping my hands super flat. I'm not letting my fingers touch. I'm just using the flat palm of my hand. Okay. So it's kind of like you're letting your fingers fly up in the air like a bird's wing, and then you're smacking its belly on the slab. And we're going to keep going until it's about as thick as a pencil. It's still a little bit thicker than this pencil. So we're going to go a little bit more. And right now I can see that it is going to be big enough to have my whole hand fit on there. You need to make sure it's big enough for your whole hand. So if you don't have enough clay for your whole hand to fit inside the circle, then you need to add water to it, squish it back up, grab more clay, and put it back together. Because we're going to end up reusing most of this anyway, so it's okay if you use more. Okay, almost there. All right. So then I'm going to put my pencil right here, and just by touching it, it feels like it's pretty close. I don't have any really like big lumps in here and really like deep dents. I have a nice flat piece of clay. So get that flat piece of clay and then we'll move on to the next step.